Welcome. It's the 4th of February 2014. Wherever you're watching from, East Africa and around the world, this is Citizen News at 1. I'm Johnson Mwakazi. We begin our bulletin this afternoon with party politics. Now, a section of ODM delegates from Western Kenya now want the party's Secretary General slot to go to a candidate from the region in appreciation for the support it has accorded the presidential candidature of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga in 2007 and, of course, last year. Delegates from Bungoma County, led by Sirisia lawmaker John Waluke, have backed Budalangi MP Ababu Namwamba's bid for the Orange Party's Secretary General post. Francis Gashuri has the details.
The Orange Party's delegates converge at the Kasarani Gymnasium in 22 days to elect the party's national leaders, and the scramble for top party positions is on, with various aspirants hunting for votes from the delegates across the country, even though the National Elections Board had not yet released the final list of candidates and delegates for the 28th February exercise. Bungoma County delegates have laid claim to the party's Secretary General's position and fronted Budalangi lawmaker Ababu Namwamba as its flag bearer in the contest. Namwamba will square it out with nominated Senator Dr. Agnes Zani, who is touted as party leader Raila Odinga's preferred candidate, and her Senate colleague Elizabeth Ongoro.
Atakuwa Secretary General. Sisi tumeamua kwa kauli moja kwamba Ababu Namwamba ndio Secretary General ya ODM. Na Bungoma tunampea support. Kenya mzima. And we are well campaigning for Namwamba uko nje kwa provinces zingine, kwa districts zingine, kwamba Namwamba ndiye anakuwa Secretary General ya ODM.
Funyula lawmaker Paul Otuoma is seeking the party's chairmanship, and so is Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya. But the Bungoma delegates say it is almost impossible for the region to clinch the two top slots in the party, and opted to back Namwamba's bid.
Na nimeona hatutachukua national Secretary General and then tuchukue tena ya chairman, kwa kwa tumenyima areas zingine, hataki kuwa wachoyo.
With claims that Odinga had handpicked his close allies for key party positions and fears that the Kasarani polls may not be free and fair, Namwamba and other contestants have insisted on a transparent exercise.
This must be an election, not a selection. Yeah. It is an election, not a selection. If you want to select people to hold positions, announce to the party members to run advertisement in the media that ODM intends to do a selection. Then you can sit in some boardroom and do your selection.
The party's National Elections Board, chaired by Judy Pareno, has however assured the delegates and contestants eyeing various seats that the exercise will be above board. Francis Gashuri, Citizen at 1.
All right, now let's move on to another story here. 4 people have been handed harsh sentences for defilement in WAJIR County. Abdub Kalicha will serve a life sentence for defiling a 10-year-old girl, while Mahat Mohammed will spend the next 50 years behind bars. Omar Abdi Farah was sentenced to 20 years for defiling a 14-year-old minor, while Ahmed Virik Hussein was handed a 10-year sentence for sodomy. Dozens of residents turned up at the magistrate's court as concerns over rising cases of defilement in the county mounted. The magistrate in his ruling warned the elders that his court will not tolerate elders who meddle in cases, especially on defilement. One of the main challenges cited by local authorities in prosecuting defilement or rape cases is a traditional system known as masla, where parents or guardians of the victim negotiate with the perpetrator for an out-of-court settlement. More often, the settlement is a couple of goats or sheep. Let's move on to another story. The Senate will this afternoon go ahead with its special sitting to debate the impeachment of Embu Governor Martin Wambora, despite a court order barring the same. Senate Speaker Ekwe Ethuro says he is yet to receive the court order and the impeachment debate is on as planned. We'll be joining our very own reporter Jackie Maribe for the details. But in the meantime, that story is subject to our feedback question. We're asking you, is the Senate justified in proceeding with Wambora's impeachment? Is the Senate justified in proceeding with Wambora's impeachment? You can send in your comments. The number is 22422. That's 22422. Kindly include your name and location. And please, after your response, yes or no response, please add a sentence or two, and we'll appreciate sampling some of them in this bulletin. Now, in the meantime, let's move on to another story here. 3 people, including an administration police officer, have been arraigned before Nakuru court on charges of extortion. Constable Alex Nganga Kamau, attached to Ndundori Chief's office, was charged before Chief Magistrate Samuel Mungai alongside James Ndungu and Maxford Ndiba Njenga. The 3 were charged with allegedly obtaining 500 shillings from Paul Kimunge on Sunday at Mathakwa area, Nyandarua County, after threatening to arrest him. Ndungu and Njenga also faced a second count of impersonation. The charges read that on the said date, the 2 posed as police officers and threatened Paul Kimunge with an arrest for failing to produce a bakery license. The 3 denied the charges and were released on a 200,000 shilling bond with a surety of the same amount and a cash bail of 100,000 shillings. The case will be heard on 13th of February. You know, the proverbial 40 days for a thief yesterday came to an end for a suspected livestock thief at Hakigera village in NYERI County when an angry mob attacked him. The residents in the area have been reporting cases involving loss of animals and coffee worth thousands of shillings over the last few weeks. The suspected thief, well, let's find out what happened. Yvette Momanyi has the details.
Business at Hakigera village in NYERI Central Sub-County came to a halt after a crowd of over 50 villagers abandoned their work for the better part of the day to look at a man they suspected to be behind the disappearance of their livestock and coffee. Residents took matters into their own hands after they found the remains of their missing animals in the home of the alleged suspect.
Nikatoa mbuzi nikafunga pale mahali zinafungwa zinakula, nikaenda kutafuta chakula ya ng'ombe, nikirudi nikakuta hakuna mbuzi 2.
Ilikuwa kitu kama saa 3. Unaona? Saa 3 jamaa kufika akanipatia nini? Akanipatia kamsini. Wacha nichinje mbuzi hapo. Unajua ni nani mbuzi? Sikuwa nimejua, juu nilikuwa na usingizi.
After a beating, the suspected revealed how he has been executing his mission using a motorbike to steal. Yvette Momanyi, Citizen Live at 1.
Many thanks, Yvette Momanyi, for that report. Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta is at the moment presiding over the launch of the Inua Jamii cash program at Ihura Stadium, Murang'a County. The welfare program targets to provide a monthly stipend to vulnerable members of society, who include the poor and elderly, orphans and the handicapped. The program is part of the Jubilee Alliance campaign pledge on poverty reduction. Some 454,200 Kenyans will benefit from the program, under which each beneficiary receives a 2,000 shilling monthly stipend. The cash is expected to help beneficiaries pay for basic needs, access medical care and invest in small businesses. Our reporter Willis Raburu now joins us live all the way from Murang'a County. Good afternoon, Willis Raburu. Kindly give us